Let me know when you're ready.
Thanks, Daddy.
I have your blessings.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough,
government is another way to say better than you.
In fact, you know how fast the 5% hunger goes down.
no sane country would do that.
Cruz and Kasich are in it for a participation trophy.
Oh, what you represent to them is freedom.
Hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash.
Just remember, all hate mail comes to me.
The Southside Mutt Show.
Cheerleader. I don't have the boots for it.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Southside Mutt Show with your host, Jersey Joe. It's usually the Jersey Boy. I have no idea where Crash went. I'd like to play Where's Waldo, but yeah, he'll probably call in it sometime. How's everybody doing? Right now, I got a pretty bad thunderstorm in town. And what's really the sucky part is, my neighbor, who does air conditioning, who installed my air conditioning for me, is working on it. There's a small issue with on it. But he had to stop. Well, he had a drain, or whatever they do, with the Freon, or whatever you want to call it. I know it is Freon. I call it Freon. I know it's something else. It's got a damn different name. But everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say Freon. Of course, if Crash was here, he would correct me with the correct terminology exactly of everything that's going on. The name. But anyway, so he had to discharge the system, put it into, I don't know how they do all that. I don't understand it. So basically the AC is off. And it's like thunderstorm comes rolling in. He has to stop work for safety. And trust me, I don't want him out there working in the rain, number one. Number two, I don't need him out there doing anything that would put his life at risk. And these lightning storms in Florida, okay, Tampa, Florida was known for many, many decades as the lightning capital of the world. Not the United States, the world. That's how dangerous it is. So, it's just funny. The storm rolls in. He's got to stop working. We have no AC, and it gets hot. It gets hot pretty quick. So, that's my fun. So, see what goes on as the show goes on, and see if the wandering Crash comes walking in, or did he run into a tree again? But one of the things I want to talk to you about, I was discussing it on my on the Reverb Common Sense today, and it's something that it really pisses me off. We have these idiots that they're never Trumps, and I shouldn't call them idiots because everybody has a right to, for your political point of view, you have a constitutional right for. So you're not an idiot for. I may not agree with it. I may not think it's the smartest thing to do, but that's a different story. And got in a discussion with two of them, and one of them was a very polite conversation back and forth. And they weren't disrespectful for me, and as far as I know, I was not disrespectful to them. Of course, I'm from New Jersey, so what's disrespectful to me is totally different. My way of talking has a tendency to piss a lot of people off. So, long story short, but there was one person that was just being a typical knucklehead. And they were going on about that we don't know what the hell globalism really is. Globalism is good. And I'm just sitting there chuckling. For the simple fact is, number one, that's not... You are not for this country if you are for globalism. If you're one of the globalists, whatever terminology you want to goddamn use, and all the little idiosyncrasies that go along with them, you're not for America. You're not for the American Constitution. They're in direct conflict with each other, is what I'm trying to get at. It's... You can't sit there and tell me that you are this constitutional conservative, but then go on to tell me how globalism is so great for the world, that it has zero impact on our economy in a negative way. Now, I'm really wondering, and I really upset them because they started acting like idiots. And I called them a liberal because they're spewing liberal comments, spewing liberal media. So they started copying basically what I was saying. So I was like, Polly want a cracker? You're not adding nothing to the conversation. I'm muting you. So good, you muted me. One last douchebag I got to deal with. So, what I'm getting at is, don't tell me that you are for this country and you're for the Constitution. The global economy within itself has been a negative drain onto the American economy. And someone jumped in, well, the automation is what's killing our jobs. The automation going into other countries. How many jobs have fled the United States to other countries because it's a cheaper manufacturing, cheaper wages, cheaper tax codes, cheaper energy? How's that working out for us? And we keep hearing these politicians that say, well, we can't do this X, Y, and Z because it'll hurt the economy of this country or that country. Well, I don't give a rat's ass what it does to that country. If it is hurting our country, I don't care about their country at this point. And the best way I can explain it is, when you are in your house, are you going to put your kids and family at risk because what you're doing in your house may hurt somebody 2 blocks away? They may not agree, and it may hurt them. Or do you worry about it's going to hurt their economy in their house while you take a negative hit in your house and, well, your kids are going to be starving and so forth? Anybody that is in their right mind would be doing what's best for their household, not what's best for everybody else. And that's how we got to look at it on a national level or global level. We got to worry about our country. Now, on the outside, we always we're supposed to make sure our lawns look good, because when your lawn looks good, everybody's value of their house stays up. When everybody keeps the neighborhood looking good and everything's tidy and you're respectful to your neighbors, the value of the housing goes up. Well, that's the same thing when it comes to a worldwide type environment. You make sure your country is doing good. When your country's doing good, it makes your neighbors look good. When you're doing good, you're able to... Hey, finally calling in. Hold on 1 second. Crash, how you doing?
Hey, been better. A hell of a lot better. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I was actually on another phone call when you were trying to call through, and I could not get that
knucklehead off the
I'll
phone.
explain it all to you later. Anyway, what's going on?
No, I'm just talking about this globalization where people saying, and they're trying to tell me it's good for the country, and how it's and they're constitutional conservatives, but globalism is better than the nationalism, and I don't understand how that could be. That's in direct conflict. I was making the example. I'm trying to catch you up, and your microphone's scraping on your shirt. Sorry.
Of course it is.
Sorry about that.
Any better?
Yeah, I just hear scrape, 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 scrape. Sounds like you're actually like shoveling snow, which will be coming in another 2-3 months.
Right now, it's freaking hot as hell.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. I'll tell you that other story right after I explain the comparison I was using is your neighborhoods. When your lawn looks nice and when your household's running good, you're able to help your neighbors then to make sure everybody is looking good. But you don't make policies in your house and economical choices because it will help a neighbor 2 blocks away, but you won't be able to pay your bills in your house. Nobody would run their household like that. And nobody with a sanity would run their household like that. And that's how I think we have to look at the world environment. We have to worry about our economy before other countries' economies.
Yes and no. I mean, honestly, there's a little bit of split on that. I mean, if somebody wants to say that globalism is beneficial to this country, I'm going to say that, yes, it can be. I'm not going to say flat out that it is, but I'll say that it can be because it opens up markets. Okay? It opens up partnerships.
Well, I'm not saying you don't have a global you don't
However,
involve yourself in the global.
However, like what you said, if you're not taking care of your own house, you can't be supportive of somebody else's. And that's where I think, I mean, we said it during the Day Show. If you want to have globalism, you have to start off with nationalism. Okay? Nobody wants a global partner that is going to be a leech, that is going to suck them dry, that is not going to be able to help. I mean, a big part of the reason why everybody wants to be a global partner with China, the U.S., Russia, I mean, with the superpowers is because we're the ones providing everything. We've got everything to offer.
Right, but right now we don't have anything to offer. We're borrowing money to lend to people.
Well, yeah, well, we're borrowing money from China to then turn around and lend. And, I mean, it's funny, we say lend, and it's really not. We're actually doing giveaways.
Yeah, and we got to pay the money back, but they don't pay back to us.
Who are then, yeah, and the funny thing is they're sitting there, a lot of some of these countries are sitting there, and they're literally saying, well, we need more assistance from the UN. We need more assistance from America. They promised us assistance. Hey, great, we just got a crate load of Benjamins. Let's burn their flag and kill their citizens. Huh? What? I mean,
exactly. And let me give. I want to get.
Tolerating it.
I like giving kind of comparisons. It would be like in your own household, you don't have the money. You're just barely paying your bills, and you got a neighbor that's 2 blocks away that hates your guts, but you're going to go 4 blocks away, borrow money to give to that other house that hates your guts, and they're going to try to burn your house down, and they're never going to pay that money back. So now you can't pay your bills, but you have to pay that loan back that you gave away that money. Who would do that? Not a goddamn single person.
Right now, our freaking government does.
Well,
that.
I mean,
I don't get.
In a citizen type environment, I don't think anybody would do that when they can't pay their own bills.
The problem is, see, here's the thing. And honestly, I think this is the biggest problem with politics right now, is the fact that nobody is looking at it from the aspect of, if this was my money, if I had to actually work for this money, if I had to be financially, personally responsible for this transaction, would I make the same decision? They're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it as, well, I can go ahead and make these deals, and somebody else is going to be on the hook for it a few years from now, or I can pawn it off on somebody else, or, well, it's going to look good for me a few years from now and I want to run for a different office. That's how they're looking at it. I mean, that's their mindset. Their mindset is, we can print more money. We can print more money. We can print more money. I mean, not to sound like a complete ass, but I think one of the biggest mistakes we might have made is getting away from the gold standard. The fact of the matter is, if the world economy turns around and says we are not going to use the U.S. dollar as the standard currency,
and there's talks of it. There's talks they want to go to.
There's been massive talks. I mean, China's
Euro
been a big pusher.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
and, Euro took a shit.
The European Union was a big pusher in it until they collapsed. Once they started to collapse, they backed off that push because they realized, They realized how much more they would end up losing. But China, they've had a steady push in the background that I don't think a lot of people have noticed. And after the EU fell, they've been kind of picking up a little bit of speed. And in some of the back channels and some of the stuff that people don't pay attention to, some of the comments have floated out of, well, we own a lot of your debt, so why shouldn't it be our currency? We own your debt. You're borrowing from us.
Oh, that's just a tin hat thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm making it up. I must be my Trumpism. I'm just making it up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no proof of anything, I mean, Hillary Clinton's not after your guns, obviously. Trump's making that up.
Oh, yeah. Well, and him making, he wants her assassinated now, supposedly. But when the liberals, Will Smith, the actor and rapper, turns around and says that he wants to see all Trump supporters cleansed from America, that's acceptable.
What?
Oh, you didn't hear that one? During his
no, which now really, really freaking sucks because I like some of his movies.
So do I. I was actually looking forward to Suicide Squad, but no, I won't touch him. He was doing one of the premieres, and he came out and said, because Trump and the supporters are racist, yada, yada, he can't wait to see them cleansed from America. They need to be cleansed.
So let me get this straight. Americans, the people that are actually standing up for American values, the people are standing up for the values that actually establish the country, that give you the right to make those statements, those are the ones you want cleansed.
Yep. And I love the fact that's not a death threat, even though how many countries have you heard use that type of language, and what have they done to back that up?
Oh, gee, let's see. Somalia, Africa,
Bosnia,
Germany. I mean, Christ, the freaking list goes on and on. It's still going on. I mean, the crap's still happening, and they all use that catchphrase.
And if you go to Reaver.1, I have the article, and I have the video of him making that comment. And what is it? We get to know who people are, and now we get to cleanse it out of our country. And it wasn't just that one statement. Yeah. He made it to. I'm trying to find the other statement because in the article it's separated, and I don't know why.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and bring it, bad boy, because you're not going to have your stunt double this time.
Well, that's what I said when I originally reported on it a couple days ago. I challenge Will Smith to come to my door and try to fucking cleanse me. Try it. Not his little followers. I dare him to come to my house, knock on the door, and try cleansing me. And then see how he does the movies without any fucking teeth. Would be funny.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, I get the biggest kick. I mean, honestly, I get a kick out of it. Whether it doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if you're talking about health care. It doesn't matter if you're talking about gun rights. It doesn't matter if you're talking about nationalism versus socialism versus globalism. None of that freaking matters. All these people on their high horses that are making these statements are all the ones that are protected by layer upon layer upon layer of security, whether it's armed security, financial security, healthcare security. They've got their money in an overseas account, so they don't have to worry about taxation, whatever it is. They've got all these levels of protection. So they go ahead. They can make whatever statements they want because they know at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what happens because, hey, guess what? I'm untouchable.
Well, that goes to
the common citizen that actually has something to lose for their statements.
Well, they're going after Trump. They're saying he threatened that he wants Hillary assassinated. And all his statement was, and I'm going to read a direct quote, I am not changing it. Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you could do, folks. Although the Second Amendment, people, maybe there is. I don't know.
Well, you know what?
How is that a threat to assassinate, though?
Well, essentially, I think what people are taking that as is after she's elected and after she makes the judicial appointments, then the Second Amendment people can do something about it, which would be in turn, well, at that point, there's no election box, there's no ballot box, there's no way to protest, so the only thing to do is to go to the ammo box. But I don't believe that was his intent. The funny thing is, take any amendment. Doesn't matter which one you take. Take any of them. And people they're steadfast on, well, this is what my stance on it is, and the hell with the rest of them. This is what my stance on it is, and the hell with the rest of them. Take a look at a lot of the Second Amendment people, and yes, they have that stance that, hey, I am pro Second Amendment. I want to keep it. And they will also very, very freely state the reasons behind the Second Amendment were to protect all the others. The reasons behind the Second Amendment was to protect the citizenry from an overbearing government.
Yep.
The Second Amendment was not put there to protect hunting. It was not put there to protect being able to go skeet shooting or trap shooting. Or
was there even skeet shooting back then?
On the weekend. Well, back then, skeet and trap was called duck and pigeon hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't meant for that. Okay, the fact of the matter is, it was the armed commoner, that stood up and said, this is wrong, and we are going to fight for what is right. We are going to fight for what we believe in. That's what founded this country. That's the reason that amendment's there. And everybody misconstrues it. Everybody wants to say, oh, well, that's for the militia. We've got a National Guard. Well, the National Guard's not the freaking militia. Well, it's only for well-regulated militias. Okay, so fine. So, for a militia, as long as it's well-regulated, then the Second Amendment applies to you. Well, not really, because any time
militias are illegal in the state of Florida.
And exactly. It doesn't matter if they're legal or illegal. As soon as somebody says they're a part of a militia, what happens? The FBI opens an investigation. They start clamping down on things. Charges start getting filed for anything and everything underneath the sun to ensure those people can't have guns. And so essentially, it's in the Constitution that we have the right to do this. Yet our current government is saying, well, you have the right to do it, and we have the legal power to remove all of that from you. So what does that leave? Okay, that leaves absolutely no other option. Now, here, a little bit of a history lesson for you. The well-regulated militia, they were formed from the population that was already armed. Ooh,
well,
geez,
if you go back to the definition of a militia, it's a meaning of somebody that is of age that can stand up to fight for a country.
Exactly. And the thing is, they were pulling from, it wasn't the militia. The militia was essentially people banding together. It was all personal arms. It was personal supplies. It wasn't from a central depository. It wasn't from a central fund. It wasn't from fundraising. It wasn't from anything else. People were using the same exact firearm that they would use for hunting and that they would use to protect their land. They were using that to fight with. And so in all reality, it's really not a whole lot different than what the Second Amendment people are talking about today. The irony is that's exactly what the government wants to remove. They want to remove, well, not the government. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Certain
politicians
of political figures wish to have that removed.
Democrats.
And honestly, what that tells me is that those people, they're afraid. Now, my question is, if you're an honest individual, why should you be afraid of me?
Exactly.
I have no interest in you. I'm living my life. I'm providing for my family. I have no interest in you. So should you be afraid of me? If you've got fear of me, that means you've got a nefarious purpose that you have yet to divulge. That makes me cautious of you.
Hey, you're using 5-cent words there. That's not fair.
Go get a dictionary.
Yeah, it's... What the heck's going on? It
illiterate
is...
bastard.
What'd you just call me?
I called you an illiterate
Oh,
bastard.
I thought you called me a Gilmore bastard. I'm like, what the hell did I do that I'm a Gilmore bastard? What the hell is a Gilmore bastard? And it's getting to that point where it's, and I agree. What the hell? If they're so afraid of us being armed, what are they hiding that they don't want us armed for? And that's the big question we need to be asking our officials.
And the thing is, I get the biggest kick out of it. I get the kick out of it every single day. People are all afraid. Everybody keeps going after the AR. Oh, it's an assault weapon. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's a high-powered.
Racist.
No, it's not. It's a big bad black rifle. It's not. And that's the funny thing. Honestly, that just shows. To me, that shows true ignorance. A 223. Which is the most common chambering for this nasty bad boy rifle, is significantly lower power than the most common hunting rifle in North America.
Yeah, but there's also a hunting rifle of 223 caliber. It's a very common.
Yeah, no, I know that there is,
but
that's not the most common.
But do you see them trying to ban that one?
The most common. You want to talk the most common? You're talking 30-06.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying they're not trying to ban that, are they? The gun has the exact same capability to hold the same amount of bullets, and everything's the same. It just doesn't look big and black and scary, but they don't want to ban it.
Well, honestly, I'll give you the perfect example right now. It may end up with a ban on this one, but the old school. And I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of feelings about this and a lot of passion one way or the other. But I'm going to use it anyway. A Mosin Nagant.
God bless you.
World War II. What's that?
God bless you.
Yeah, the Mosin Nagant. World War II.
Honestly.
Russian firearm. Essentially, it's an assault rifle. It was used from the late 1800s all the way up through World War II, and even a little bit beyond. It's actually still used by certain countries nowadays because there's just so many of them available, and essentially they're dirt cheap. Now the funny thing is, compared to a lot of the calibers and a lot of the bullets that American rifles fire, that rifle fires one that's significantly more powerful. There is not one thing on the North American continent that rifle cannot bring down with a single well-placed shot.
Well, if you really look at the AK-47 is a deadlier...
AK-47 has got less power.
Than 5.53 or 5.56?
Oh, no. I thought you were comparing it to the...
No, I was going to the comparing it to the AR because that's the one everybody keeps bringing.
Okay.
But the AK-47 is just as a common weapon, and it actually has a higher power.
An AK-47 is higher power than a 223 or a 5.56, depending on the variant that you get. AK-47 is higher powered than that, but is lower powered to a Mosin. Really, the only advantage you get is larger capacity, which depending on which state you're in, really doesn't matter. I could have an AK-47 or an AR-15 in my state, and I have the exact same number of bullets as a Mosin. But a Mosin has significantly more stopping power. So, and it's cheaper. And it's not labeled as a scary weapon. So which one would I actually choose?
There's a lot that you could choose from that are worse than the AR-15 or any of these quote-unquote assault rifles. It is a deterrent. It's a distraction from the talking about the actual issues. Hey, we got to hit a break. Hey, Kel, what's up? We got to hit a break real quick. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll continue this conversation. You're listening to the
Nobody wants to talk to you, Cal.
Southside Mutts Show with the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We are always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutts Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt. And welcome back to the Southside Mutts Show, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. We are digging up the dirt on the news, and shut the hell up, Crash, because I know you heard that. The Southside Mutts Show is every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to support the show, go to reaver.one/shop. Pick yourself up a T-shirt, survival bracelets, a lot of items. All right, so where were we? Oh, you're breaking the law.
Shut up.
Well, isn't it?
To find new laws I haven't broken yet.
Well, actually, no, you're not breaking a law. I mean, unless you're drinking a coffee or something. It was drinking coffee.
Oh God, no. We're not even going to go down that fucking road. We're not even going to go down there because I would love to see how the hell the cops are going to enforce that one.
For those that don't know, New Jersey's talking about putting in a law that'll make it illegal for you to drink, and we're talking coffee, sodas, any non-alcoholic. It will now be illegal.
Actually,
what?
Actually, let me clarify that real quick. That's the catchphrase. The catchphrase is drinking coffee or soda or water or whatever. The original catchphrase was the coffee, and then it got expanded. But the actual law is you cannot be involved in anything that distracts you from the operation of the vehicle. That's the actual law, is the distraction
Yeah,
factor.
now they're talking
technically having a conversation in the car, changing a radio station, looking at an automated billboard, reading somebody's customized license plate, reading the DOT messages on the side of the road that have those scrolling signs. All those are just technically could be considered distractions. The law is so ambiguous, it's fucking stupid.
Well, how do they know it distracted me? How do they know that when I took that sip of coffee that it actually distracted me? How do they know my eyes never left the road?
Well, that's just, honestly, I tell you what, right now it's like, I think it's in committee. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. If it actually goes beyond committee, I'm telling you right now what I'm going to do. I am going down to the store. I am buying one of those Homer Simpson beer helmets. Okay? And I am going to drive around with that thing. And I am going, and I will flat out say it right now, I am going to put 2 beer cans in the holders, but I'm going to clean them out ahead of time, and I'm going to fill them up with like ginger ale or something else, because I'm not actually going to drink and drive. But I will be the dick to push that envelope. I say it right now. So please start a GoFundMe page. Just kidding. If I'm an asshole, I pay my own way out of it.
Oh, I know. It's. Oh my God. No, and you wouldn't actually have to even just get root beer, and you put them in that helmet thing so only the beer part shows.
Honestly, I could probably put Coca-Cola cans into it, and I'd still get pulled over. And watch, and you know what it would end up being? They'd cite me for obstructed vision. They'd cite me for anything other than what the new law is going to be. I know they would do that. All this is, it's a cash grab. That's all it is. It's another reason to pull people over. Now, the fact of the matter is, honestly, I really do not want to go into this, but do I agree that people changing their clothes while driving is hazardous? Yes. Reading your cell phone, reading the newspaper, reading a book, watching a DVD, doing your makeup. Yes, I agree. All that crap is distracted. Okay? That's already against the law, though. So why do we need a new law? The fact of the matter is, somebody decided that they needed to put their name on something, so they're going to expand already existing laws. I mean, honestly, New Jersey's the biggest one for that. You make one infraction, you're fined for 5 different law violations because there's literally 5 different versions of the exact same law in the books because they never removed the old ones. It's nothing more than a cash grab.
Oh,
I
know it is.
For them to make money. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I call it shenanigans. Evil shenanigans. Anyway, we were actually having a decent conversation about, what was it, rifle calibers?
Yeah,
you
were talking about a Russian rifle that was used prior to World War II.
Well, it was used. It started. I mean, the Mosin Nagant. I mean, originally was manufactured. It was designed in the late 1800s, and saw Russia through World War II and a bit beyond, and a lot of countries still use it. And the fact of the matter is, it's this whole gun ban thing and people being afraid of guns and all the rest of this. People are being afraid of something that the media is labeling as bad. Okay? Now, for all intents and purposes, that rifle, that specific rifle, the Mosin Nagant 9130, had a longer career than any other service rifle. Okay. The M16 didn't have a service career that long because we went to different variants of it. Okay, we went to the M14, we went to the M4s. We changed things on it. The reason why everybody jumps on the AR-15, which, again, is not a military platform, it's a civilian platform, but the reason why everybody jumps on it is because of the customization that it allows. Okay, which does 2 things. One, yes, you can make it look tactical. I believe it's a catchphrase nowadays. You can make it look nice and cool, like, Navy SEALs. But in reality, a lot of the reason why people go to it is because...
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm not laughing at the tactical. When you get a moment tonight, remember the name Matt Best. And go inside and go to YouTube and look up Matt Best. He's an ex-Special Forces that does a lot of videos, and he actually has a video how to be tactical, and it's funny. He makes fun of those idiots.
Oh, God. The other word for this would be mall ninjas, okay? But honestly, what actually draws... Yes, there are...
Go, Ninja, go.
There are those people that's the reason why they go to it. They want to, try to live out some fantasy, whatever. But 90% of the people that actually get that platform, there's actually a reason for it. And the reason is the platform is so customizable, okay? I can add a light to it. I can add a scope. I can add a laser sight.
Stuff
I can
that
add
makes it
things
safer.
That makes it more usable for me. I can adjust the stock on a whim.
To make it easier.
Okay, so...
Safer.
Exactly. And that's exactly my point, is you make it safer. Okay, the biggest thing with firearm discipline is you have to know your target, you have to know what's beyond it, and the firearm needs to fit you. Now, with a standard hunting rifle, you have to buy one that's sized to you, essentially, because they have most of them have fixed stock lengths, they have fixed length of pull, all the rest of this. AR platforms, okay, they cut standard, it's an adjustable stock. So as soon as I pull it out of the closet, I know that 2 clicks back fits me.
Yeah.
2 clicks forward is going to fit my wife. So we both know exactly in literally less than a second, we can adjust that stock length and that length of pull to ourselves. We can put a flashlight on it that's going to allow us to definitively see our target or our potential target. And we can identify, is it a problem or is it not a problem? Did we overreact or are we reacting properly? And we can make all those determinations before the finger is on the trigger.
But the thing is, it actually becomes
why do you think the military likes the platform?
Yeah.
The whole reason the military likes the platform is because of that. Because no two people are alike. Service members, they have to adjust that stock based on whether or not which body armor they've got on that day. Are they in camp without body armor on? Or are they on patrol with full body armor? That's two different lengths of pull. Why do you think that stock exists? But it also serves the same purpose for the household where one member is 6 foot and the other one's 5'2". Same exact fucking principle. But yeah, I'm going to get demonized for it because I like it.
It's a cheap platform.
It's
affordable for, and what pisses me off, Homeland Security before Obama started his bullshit. And by the way, Kel, yes, I did pass that message along to him. They had the AR-15.
Kel, go away. Nobody likes you.
You're going to make that woman cry, or she's going to find you and kick you in the nuts. Either one way, I'm going to be mad. The other way, I'm going to laugh.
If she starts crying, then you know what? I lost all respect for her. If she can come up with a comeback, she'll earn brownie points. So there's your challenge. Have at it.
The Homeland Security.
I know I would.
Homeland Security had labeled the AR-15 the best home defense weapon. That was the weapon that they recommended for the average citizen to get and use for home defense. It's easy to clean. Hey, scratch and sniff. It's easy to, like I said, scratch and sniff. It's easy to clean. It's easy to repair. There's not that many moving parts to it. It's
not unless you're going to build one.
Even building it, I mean, there's really not that many parts to it. Even the trigger, it's only like 2 or 3 springs. And
the thing is, it's that the AR-15, okay, with 223 ammunition, standard civilian rounds, the recoil on it is so controllable, 6-year-olds can accurately fire those things with no issue. Okay, kids use these weapons. They're used in the Olympics. It's because of how they're balanced. It's what they're designed for. They were designed to be used by anyone and everyone because we learned lessons. I mean, a lot of the civilian firearms, there's actually a good sense of irony in this. The original military firearms started off as civilian. Musket. Yeah. Gee, look at that. Originally civilian, then it became military. Go figure. Well, a lot of the civilian variants of firearms have been tried and tested by the military. And a lot of the big complaints that the military had with, like, the M16 platforms, and for those of you that actually know what the M16 truly was, you'd remember it had a fixed stock. It was non-adjustable. It was one length. But what they did do was they balanced the barrel. They made it easier on recoil. Well, the AR-15 is taking that further. Okay, I could give an AR-15 to one of my kids right now, and they could easily handle it. With proper education and proper control, they can very easily handle this firearm. So if a kid can do it, there's no reason why an adult couldn't do it if they choose to. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody that they need to do it, just the same as I don't want anybody telling me I shouldn't do it. But to pick on a certain reporter that got PTSD firing an AR-15, go to your doctor, ask for the referral, and have your nuts attached. Fucking pussy.
Oh, it's funny with that. He got PTSD.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself on that one.
The dude does need a set of balls. He does. It's PTSD because he fired an AR-15 one round. Oh, my God!
I got PTSD. You know what? In all honesty, that was completely disrespectful to all those servicemen and all other men and women in uniform, regardless of uniform, that actually do suffer from a disease that is so stigmatized that, I mean, people literally will not admit to having it. People will not seek treatment for it because it's so stigmatized.
Yeah, there's a negative connotation
because
to
of
it.
Media blowhards like that. Now, technically, by him making that one statement, he should never again be allowed to touch a gun. Because based on the Obama administration, if you have PTSD, you are unfit to handle a firearm. So if he ever touches a gun again his entire life, he should go to jail. By Obama's rules, that's the way it is. There's irony for you.
Oh, yeah. It's... Oh,
right,
and to let people know.
I got, 3 minutes left?
We got a little bit longer than that. We're at 51. But what's funny is I just came across the article that Bernie Sanders has bought a $600,000 beachfront summer home in Champagne Islands.
Yeah.
Or Champlain's, whatever, Champlain. And it's funny.
And their people is your
Clinton
socialism at work.
Yep. Clinton Cash at work, too.
Socialism at work for you.
And he's got his own private. That's Clinton Cash for you also.
Oh, yeah.
And the only way he's probably going to get there is that private jet that the DNC bought him. Or gave him, we should say. It's...
Yeah, and then you have... And on the flip side of it, I get the biggest kick out of this. You've got people on the Republican side saying, there is no way I will endorse Trump. So then Trump's response is, I can't say that I'll endorse this individual for re-election. Oh, see, he's against the Republicans. He's against the RNC. He won't endorse me. Like, what? You
the double standard.
I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, I will flat out go on the record. If any one of my kids decides to get into politics, and I even get one sniff that they're pulling this type of crap, I'll tell you what, I will put it on air on whatever social media is there at that point to tune in at a certain time, because I guarantee you're going to see an ass whooping on stage. I will beat the crap out of my kid if they try to pull half the crap that these idiots do. And people think that they're gods for it. It absolutely boggles my mind. Oh, great. You know what? Now I'm getting investigated, so I'm getting a threat.
I've got the NSA flyover.
Flying overhead. Look at that. Yeah, I literally have 2 planes flying over right now.
Oh, all right. I don't know if this is the Olympics, but someone put up a video of men's diving, and this guy's doing like a double backflip and goes right on his back and gets a 0.
Yes.
And his teammate does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kel wants to know, what did you say? You beat the whack out of my cat?
Only if she asks nicely.
Now, you got to remember also, because just in case, like me, I don't remember some of the comments that I made. She's running a few seconds to 30 seconds behind us. Oh, my God.
Oh. Okay.
So you made a comment a little bit ago. And
yeah, it was probably the comment as far as if my kids pulled half the crap that these adults pull, I would literally beat the crap out of them on live television, because I think it's all a bunch of bullshit, and I should have raised them better. And the fact that essentially people praise these individuals nowadays is disgusting to me. Now, as far as me beating her putty, well, if she asks nicely, I need pictures first, though. Just saying.
I'm not getting involved.
And how much storage do we have on that hate mail account?
Oh, we got a lot of storage.
That's good, figuring the fact that I've never checked it once to date.
I check it every now and then for you. so I can forward it to your real email. But so
Dude, do not even send hate mail to my work address. I'll kill you.
Oh, Kel said she's purring.
She's what?
Purring.
Huh?
Purring. Purring. I don't know. There's something that you two are going back and forth on, and I'm kind of like zoned out on it. Hey. Don't need that kind of on
purr kitty. Well, now my question is that a good purring kitty or a bad purring kitty?
Oh.
I really hope this is a different Kel than the one I'm married to. Otherwise, I'm gonna shit.
That would be funny. Well, unless your wife's in Canada, I think you're in the safe. So actually, and again, which we've talked about when we used to hang out, that is in another country.
Hold on.
That's another country.
Hold on. Hold on. She's in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, if it's another country, it doesn't count. Cool. I'm in clear. Nice.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah.
Meow.
I found out the hard way crossing state lines evidently doesn't count. I mean, I thought it did, but evidently. Damn strip clubs. Anyway. What were we talking about?
Well, actually, it's pretty much the end of the show. We're actually end it, but I want to say, I don't know if I brought it up. There was a guy that actually was scaling the Trump Towers tonight. He did 18 floors.
I heard.
Oh, and Kel said what happens in Canada stays in Canada. But yeah, he finally got arrested. They busted out a window above where he was going, and he tried wiggling around, and they just grabbed a hold of him and yanked his ass right in. So.
Idiot. All right, so that's the end of the show. Great. We ended on strip clubs and suction cups. That's a good one.
Great subject.
Definitely.
All right, everybody, we will be back next week, Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m., same channel, SHR Media. And don't forget, tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Reaver of Common Sense with myself, Jersey Joe. Until then.
Have a great night, everybody.
See yas. There we go. Boom. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.